My name is Dr. Felicia Stoler. My website is www.feliciastoler.com or livingskinnyandfatjeans.com. I'm on all the social media as well. And my title of my book is Living Skinny and Fat Jeans, A Healthy Way to Lose Weight and Feel Great.
All right, we're talking today about cholesterol, and I really am so glad we are because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And hopefully today we will separate the myths from the facts, if that's okay. Let's start by telling us exactly what the heck cholesterol is.
So cholesterol is essentially a fat, right? So it's a fat that humans manufacture and animals and mammals in general manufacture it. So when we eat foods that, let's say, come from animals, they have cholesterol in it. We, as humans, also create cholesterol. It is the building blocks of certain things like bile, which we use for digestion, and also what we use as sort of the building blocks for hormones. So we do need it. It is most of the time we think about it with regards to heart disease, and high cholesterol levels are very tightly correlated with higher levels or increased risk for heart attacks and hardening of the arteries, atherosclerosis, and stroke. So what we know is that people that have higher cholesterol levels tend to have narrowed arteries in their circulation.
Could you be doing everything right lifestyle-wise and still have high cholesterol?
Yes, you can have something we call familial hypercholesterolemia, which means familial, hypercholesterol meaning higher rates, increase in cholesterol, which means that you have a genetic predisposition to having higher cholesterol because your body does not break down the cholesterol as quick as somebody else might.
Is the only way to, quote-unquote, cure that to take meds?
Well, that's the fastest way to do it. And for some people, if their levels are super, super high, it is recommended. However, there are other ways that you can do it in a more natural manner. So, for example, eating a low-fat, high-fiber diet is one of the best ways to do that. The other thing is also to increase your exercise and to decrease your intake of what we call saturated fats from animals. So that's really an important component. And then something that I really enjoy, which is great because you can find it in food products, or something called plant sterols. So it's found in milk, like a lot of the Smart Balance products have it in there. So skim milk from Smart Balance has plant sterols in it. So you drink one glass of milk and you can help lower your cholesterol. It's in Vitalicious muffin tops. So if you want to have a little something sweet for breakfast, you can have something like that. There are these little breakfast bars that you can get. So it's found in real foods, which I think is great. Again, eating foods that are higher in fiber are very effective. Fiber is found in plants. So when you see it, sometimes you'll see it in milk, sometimes you'll see it in orange juice. That's being added back in. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because personally, I'd rather get those extra nutrients in the foods that I eat than necessarily taking it in a pill.
Yeah. Now, one hears horror stories about some of these cholesterol-lowering drugs, and I don't know if these are old wives' tales or whatever. There have been liver problems traced perhaps to Lipitor, diabetes. Yes. What do you have to say? Yeah. Are we hearing accurate stories about this, or is this hysteria?
Yes. What you're also finding is that people complain of joint pain. So for somebody who's overweight, like one of my clients I saw yesterday, we went for a walking session. Instead of sitting in the office, we went to a park. She recently had to ask her doctor to switch her cholesterol-lowering medication because she was complaining of joint pain, and she does exercise regularly, and it was, creating more pain for her, so that it was defeating the purpose of trying to exercise to get some of the weight off to help lower the cholesterol. So yes, that definitely, was one of the problems that she was having. And people do complain, but they're very real. I have a lot of friends that are cardiologists, and they do say that patients complain about it. But, the other thing, too, is that people can just look for, better fats to eat in their diet, because I'm not going to say eat totally fat-free. We need fats. They're essential. And a lot of them have these, other benefits. So we've heard about essential fatty acids, like the kinds that you find in fish, for example, right? Omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids, we need to be having those. You want to have things like monounsaturated fatty acids, which we have found in olive oil. And now there's new research looking at some of the tropical oils. So, for example, right now a big rage is definitely, the attention on coconut oil for different reasons. But another thing that's, become more popular or more well-known in this country because it's been used in the other half of the world, on the Asian side of the world, which is Malaysian palm fruit oil, which is really amazing because it's loaded with antioxidants, and it has something called tocotrienols in them.
Ooh.
So the tocotrienols are specific vitamin E components, which act as very potent antioxidants. They're helpful and beneficial. Research has been done with maintaining and preserving brain tissue in the case of a stroke. So you look at that as a return on investment, but you also look at the health of people over in Asia. This has been their predominant oil that they've been eating, and they have been healthier than we have been for so many years. So, and that is used in some products here. Something as simple as my daughter's favorite, Nutella, has Malaysian palm fruit oil, and to go to like Smart Balance as another reference, they in their blended oils they do use, and in their proprietary blend, they have a blend that helps to lower cholesterol. So it does help with lowering cholesterol as well. Avocados are another great source of, good for you fats and nuts, almonds and walnuts and pecans and pistachios can be good for you, all in eaten in moderation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're high in calories, some of the nuts. Well, now, if you do take fish oil, I know I take a prescription omega-3.
Yes.
Now, if I do that, is it overkill to also take flaxseed? Or
no,
what
not
about,
at all, because there's other benefits of having the flaxseed too, like the fiber. I mean, you can take these other products. When you're taking sort of these, what I would consider more natural products versus something that's a blatant prescription, that's, a drug, you're never going to lower it to a dangerous level.
Yeah.
So everything helps. It all helps. So if maybe on one day you're out at a party, because we're getting into holiday season very soon, it's just around the corner. If you find that you're, eating foods that maybe you shouldn't be because they're a little bit higher in fat, or you're eating some fried food, that having that extra food and product in your system to help keep your cholesterol down is really beneficial.